Hello, my freaky darlings. Welcome back. So, because it was St. Patrick's Day on the 17th of March, this week is all about the little guy with a pot of gold, the leprechaun. Now, in case you've been living in a cave in some deserted wasteland or come from another dimension and have never heard of a leprechaun or have never watched the horror movies, I've got you covered. Although those horror movies were, how can I put this, fucking terrible, and I need to wash my brain out with bleach just thinking about them. So if you haven't watched them, don't. Spare yourself that unnecessary trauma. Anyway, a leprechaun is a diminutive supernatural being in Irish folklore, classed by some as a type of solitary fairy. They are usually depicted as little bearded men wearing a coat and hat, which is usually green, and who partake in mischief. In later times, they were depicted as shoemakers who have a hidden pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. See, I actually didn't know about the whole shoemaking thing. I didn't know they had a day job. I just thought they had a pot of gold and were little shit stirrers. You learn something new every day. Hey. Anyway, the earliest known reference to the leprechaun appears in the medieval tale known as The Adventure of Fergus, son of Letty. The text contains an episode in which Fergus MacLetty, King of Ulster, falls asleep on the beach and wakes to find himself being dragged into the sea by 3 of the little buggers. He captures them, and in return for their freedom, they grant him 3 wishes. In McAnally's 1888 account in the book on Irish Wonders, the leprechaun was not a professional cobbler, but was frequently seen mending his own shoes. As he runs about so much, he wears them out with great frequency. This is apparently the perfect opportunity for a human to capture the leprechaun, refusing to release him until the leprechaun gives his captor supernatural wealth. I don't know about you, but I could certainly do with some supernatural wealth. So, according to William Butler Yeats, the great wealth of the leprechaun comes from the treasure crocks buried of old in times of war, which they have uncovered and appropriated. So they're actually thieving little buggers. Little shits. So, according to McAnally, the leprechaun is the son of an evil spirit and a degenerate fairy, and is not wholly good nor wholly evil. I kind of like that whole degenerate fairy thing. It's my kind of fairy. Anyway, it also probably explains why they also apparently go on drinking sprees. You know, that whole degenerate gene thing. So, the leprechaun originally had a different look, depending on where in Ireland he was found. Prior to the 20th century, it was generally thought that the leprechaun wore red, not green. In 1832, Samuel Lover described the leprechaun as quite a beau in his dress, notwithstanding, for he wears a red square cut coat, richly laced with gold, and inexpressible of the same, cocked hat, shoes, and buckles. According to McAnally in Irish Wonders, the universal leprechaun is described as being about 3 feet tall and is dressed in a little red jacket or roundabout with red breeches buckled at the knee, grey or black stockings, and a hat cocked in the style of a century ago, over a little old withered face. Round his neck is an Elizabethan ruff, and frills of lace are at his wrists. On the wild west coast, where the Atlantic winds bring almost constant rains, he dispenses with ruff and frills, and wears a frieze overcoat over his pretty red suit, so that unless on the lookout for the cocked hat, he might pass a leprechaun on the road and never know it's himself that's in it at all. So his little green outfit is a new thing, but even mythical creatures need to spruce up their wardrobe from time to time, and at least the green doesn't clash with his red beard. Anyway, that's it for this week. And if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share it with people who are also fascinated by some weird shit like urban legends, conspiracy theories, serial killers, mythical creatures, ghosts, and other things that go bump in the night. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and if you spot a short little guy with a jauntily cocked green hat, or a red one, while out for a stroll, grab him and refuse to let him go until he gives you that pot of gold he pilfered. And then share the wealth, preferably with me. Or not. Anyway, bye.